Yummy, it's happy Friday. Happy Friday, my loves. I love all of you. Happy Friday. I don't know how many of you are coming on, but you know what? A girl will keep it rolling and keep it going, you know? So let's just you know, just you know what I mean? Let's just keep this going on and you know, and see how this works out, everyone. So how's everyone doing today on this beautiful Friday? As a matter of fact, I was going to do the tips and tricks of van lifing outside, but I tell you what, 3i Atlas got that wind kicked up. It is kicking. It's bad. It's kicked up. The wind is so bad I can't just tape outside it, you know, and do that. So I brought everything inside the van. How's everyone doing on this Friday? So I'm coming on. I told everybody last night that I was going to be doing like something today, tips and tricks actually of vending and the parking blend-in is what I call it. The parking lot blend-in, because listen, everybody, the parking lot blend-in is very important. If you have nowhere to park at nighttime and you're van lifing it, you want to hear this. I got some good tips and tricks for you, and they should work. Okay, nobody's guaranteed anything, but listen, right? Come on now, let's just do this. Hi, everybody. Hi, how everybody that's on. So you know, a lot of for whether you're camping on, well, you're living on four wheels or you're gliding through it like I am I will be living in this van at some point in time, everyone. I'm just feeling it out right now and filling out the situation, but you know, I like the van life. I like that until I am stable in a marriage. I don't, you know what I mean? Then, okay, I will van life, you know, to enjoy my life. But the thing is, everyone, I am enjoying my life. No matter if I'm married or not, I'm still going to enjoy van life and doing this. And I'm branching out. I want to make sure, like in a couple weeks, I'm going to get everything. The mechanic's going to come back and he is going to thoroughly check the motor, everything out, which he did before, but I want him to get him a good go over to make sure that I can travel to other states, give you good content that you deserve. And I need, you know, so that we can have all this good content, right? So I want us to, so I do have stuff in my safety bucket that I want to show all of you. I've got tips and tricks. I've got so many things. I don't know if I will be on tonight, if I go away or something. I don't know if I'm going to be on tonight. So, you know, I know you ain't going to miss a girl. That don't even matter. But, so let me get this really quickly. So I do have things in my bucket, my safety bucket. And what I'm doing right now is, this is insanity level. I have bought, let me go bounce back and calm down, right? Let me just calm my words down a minute. Okay, so in this bag here is the curtains for the Hobo Chic van, okay? So the curtains are very important because, as you all know, I am putting a tarp over the sides, and it's really, you know, if the wind's blowing or something, it just blows everything right away, and then I'm having to replace tarps if they get mangled up or even I lose them. So I did buy these this one panel curtain. It was kind of expensive at Goodwill, but it's high quality, and I figured I'd cut it up, rough it up, make it look Hobo Chic, put this on a string, and put it up against the windows here. It's beautiful fabric. As a matter of fact, there's a white panel in the back. So I tried to put them up before, as all of you remember, and they just fell down. It's like I cannot knot anything up that does not fucking fall down. Everything falls down from lighting, forget about it. But so what I did was I went and purchased at Dollar Tree these magnets, everyone. So when you're camping and everything's falling down, when all in doubt, here's magnets. So I'm going to put these magnets up on on the windows and brace everything. That way, I'm going to have to. Everything's fallen down. There's one light over here that actually did not fall down. And let me take you and show you that. That did not fall down. Everyone, right here. This one right here. Let's see if I can click it on and click it off for you. That was the one that didn't fall down. Thank God. And so everything else has fallen down for me. And it's just been a nightmare. So I have bought these magnets to see if they can hold the lighting up. I'm going to glue them. I'm going to be taking this cotton lining on the top of the ceiling in the van down. I got so much stuff that I'm doing in this van, but let's get to tips and tricks. And where do we start, everyone? Do we start with the safety bucket? Do we start with where to park at night? And guess what? Doing the blend-in shuffle, everybody. I'm telling you, the blend-in shuffle, it is important if you are, you know, starting out and you're a YouTuber. That blend-in shuffle. Hi, everyone. Do you have a lot to do to your van? Not motor-wise, but just trying to get the curtains up for winter time. Hell, just trying to put the curtains up in general, because you can't be in a van and not have coverage on your windows. It is so unsafe. I'm being God serious. During the day, it's not bad. You can see everything. You know, if you have factory tinted windows during the day, you know, it's not so bad. You can still lay down and take a nap or what have you. But at nighttime, that is so important, everyone, to have. So yes, I do have a lot to do with the getting my curtains up, actually even setting up my kitchen. My bathroom area is right here behind me. My kitchen is right here on the right-hand side. My bathroom situation is on the left-hand side. And, you know, so it's just a lot to set up. It's not a lot, but, you know, you got to take your time and do it. If you're homeless and you don't have enough time to set up things, then you really actually have to make a list of what you got to do to stay comfortable while trying to get your life back together, right? Says this is bird. Okay, all right. Well, Ali says he lives in somewhere that I cannot pronounce. Well, that's nice. Well, hi, everyone. So let me get the comments on here so I'm not being rude to anyone, so I can show you all of this stuff. Okay, hold on one second. Let me get this on. And so I'm going to show you and the blend-in is very important, everyone, because when you are when you're van lifing and you really are homeless and you need to park at night and you're scrambling after work and you worked all day and you're going, Tina, I don't even know where to park. Let me tell you the blend-ins, okay? Just give me a minute so I can get all of you on. I'm going to take my jacket off. It's nice. I mean, in the van, it's very breezy and windy outside. So I'm just going to take my jacket off, my sweater off, since I'm inside. And you know, let me get this. But it's very important to for the blend-in, and you know what I'm talking about. If you are a van lifer person, and listen, you are, oh my God, let's see. So let me try to find this really quickly. And yes, love Temu wigs. Yes, I love Temu wigs. And this one didn't come from Temu, but I absolutely love a Temu wig. They have been very good to me. They hold up pretty good. Okay. So what we're going to do is they actually hold up really good. All right, so your husband is, I don't have a husband, Ali. Thank you. LJ says you're an amazing woman. Thank you. When gonna pick up and gossip? Yeah, right? Thank you for hitting the subscribes and the likes. And I didn't even beg anybody today, right? I ain't got time to beg today, everybody. You just do what you got to do. And God will take care of the rest for this van. I'm done. You hit the subscribe, the like, I love yous. Let me get my bucket here. So if you have, I worked with a lady that had cats, and this is what she got her cat litter in. I took these buckets and made them into something for survival, because I knew at that point in time that eventually I did want a van and I did want to do this. So this is my safety bucket. Now, I recommend everyone that you also, in return of getting a van, I recommend that literally everyone should have a van, or a cargo van would even be better if you have kids, and you're homeless and you have a car. I suggest you trade it in for like a cargo van or a minivan, because you have so much more space to do things in. And, you know, you're just going to, for survival reasons, also vans are more comfortable. Exactly. So here's what I have. I always get a lot of these right here. You always got to have a lot of these, everybody. Because if you don't have these, you must have these, because these things are very safety wise. Everything, I cover the van windows. If you don't have curtains, you can put these inside your van, but you definitely have to have this. I even suggest, yes, duct tape. I have duct tape. And make sure, everyone, it's not the cheap duct tape. I hate to say it. I know everyone's on a frugal budget. LJ says, I heard some be turning old car. Yes, yeah, but see, they are great. But if you don't have property to sit them on, LJ, then you're not going to be able to do anything with it. You know, yes, old cargo containers are absolutely amazing if you have property to sit it down on. Even old trailers, if you go to a trailer park, they might even have some that you can buy really dirt cheap for only like $1,000. But where are you going to sit it at? I'm talking about people that have only 4 wheels to live in, right? Hi, Darrell. Hi, everyone. Thank you. Don't forget to hit the subscribes and the likes, everybody. Hi, beautiful friend. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. So I suggest we're bare bones in it here. Remember, we're talking about the ones that I have everything. Oh, that's underneath here. Okay, everyone. So I'm sorry, I forgot to pull that out about my shower. Okay, I forgot to pull that out. Okay, so it's underneath here, way underneath here. I'd have to open up the door and everything. I'll actually show you that later on. But what you do is, do you know those garden that you can mix, you know, like plant fertilizer in, but they have a spray on it. They have a tube, and they have a spray nozzle on it. Well, guess what? I saw a van guy. He flipped his van into something I've never seen in my life. This Asian guy did. And he used one of these sprayers. And then what you do, it has a pump on it. You put water in there, everyone. And then it has a nozzle at the end where you can actually take a shower. I got one. It actually works. What you do also is, in the back of your van, what he did was he had a bin in the back that was for a shower. So when he sat on his toilet bucket, he can push the water down and spray it. And it was right here to where, you know, he had a shower curtain around it. That's the setup that I'm going to hook up. Also, I'm going to be hooking that up hopefully before winter time. But you really can do that. You can boil your water. You can get these little things that I have. Let me see. I can't even reach it. But I don't have all my stuff. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm totally unprepared. I'm sorry. Because I wanted to show you my cooking elements. Just give me a minute. Let me see if I can. All right. It's back there. But so I'll show you later on my cooking elements and my shower elements and my poo bucket. I will actually show you that later on. But right now, let's just get to the bare bones. You definitely need tarps, everyone. You can go to Dollar Tree and get a lot of this stuff that I'm telling you. But one thing you can't go to Dollar Tree to get is really, really, really strong tape. And I mean, you need duct tape that is actually the original duct tape, everyone. Not this cheap duct tape. It's not going to hold a damn thing. You need original duct tape, okay? So you need the duct tape, which, you know, I got to get more myself. You actually have to have gloves. And I mean the ones with rubber on it, because you don't know if you're going to be changing your tires. Thank you. I bought this from this older man that's 90 years old, a Christian man that sells gloves vending. And so I bought a few pairs of these from him, and these held up so good. You need a pair of gloves. And I mean, not just anyone's. I have the kind from Advance Auto, or, you know, these kind here, just like it. But you need something strong. No, not Gorilla Tape is not nowhere near as, I've tried that. But you can try it, try Gorilla Tape, but there's nothing like the original duct tape, everyone. But, so you need something, everybody, that has rubber at the end of it. And the reason why I'm saying that is, if you get in a situation with your vehicle where you need to even fix it yourself, you need to have things handy. You need to have, you definitely need to have rubber gloves. How about if you have to put your, you know, change your tire? You need to be able to have something that's going to grip really good. I always keep these around. Listen, you always got to have something. If it's not for the eat, you always got to have something to snack on. If it's not for you, you could give it to other people that may need it, right? Yeah, so I always keep a lot of these bars around. As a matter of fact, these are magic spoons. They're very good for you. Somebody actually gave me a whole bunch of them. They're from Magic Spoon. They taste really good. And as you all know, Magic Spoon's company, they do not use any preservatives or anything in their food. That's why to some people it might taste a little bland, but it's actually really good for you. So I always keep these around, and even for other people to give to them. Now, I keep in here, you always keep chargers also, battery charger. I got this at Dollar Tree for $1.25, everyone. Please make sure you get one of these. It looks funny. It looks crazy, right? It looks absolutely crazy. But this thing here could quite possibly save your life. How about if there's a situation where you needed your skin covered and you had absolutely nothing to cover your skin? This here, I recommend getting it. It says one size fits all. I never took it out of the pack. It looks like it's like a like some kind of cloth material, but it's pretty big. But hey, you can roll it up, and at least you will have your skin protected. At least you'll have your skin protected, everybody. So I recommend it. Everyone get one of these. It's a multi-purpose coverall. If you don't have coveralls like Carhartts, I recommend. They are a very good brand. My brother has a lot of Carhartts. I'm going to get a pair of coveralls with Carhartts with being in a van. But until I do, you got to have something that covers your skin. And this is really, looks really good. I mean, I never took it out of the pack. Don't know, you know, but looks really good. You got to have one of these. I don't have one of these, but I recommend you get one, and I will be getting one also. And that is even a tent, everyone. So yes, we have our van and everything else, but how about if you need to even help other people out that is in a situation and they have nothing and you have a tent? You always keep a tent, you know, a roll-up tent with you. That is a must also. Even Rambo told me that. But always keep bags. You know this, everybody. Always keep big bags that you can put stuff in. You know, big bags. You just got to keep big bags with you. And you got to keep these, everyone. Believe it or not, we're living in times where, hell, we could go to war. And you always got to keep mask on you. And you're probably laughing and going, Tina, hee, we ain't going to need no mask. Let me tell you something right now. How this world's going, everybody, you don't know what's going to happen. We need masks. It could be anything. Anything. You need to keep masks on you. my lungs are very, very sensitive, so I keep a lot of masks on me just in case I need them. Yes, you gotta have masks, and believe it or not, everyone, people think that's funny, and they think that you don't need any mask. Well, guess what? I'm here to tell you that if a situation would happen and you don't know what the air quality could change out of nowhere, something could happen to our air, anything, and you don't have nothing to protect your breathing, your natural breathing, you're gonna wish you had a mask, and you're gonna be running to neighbors for masks and everything, and ain't nobody gonna give you theirs. So I have mask upon mask, everybody, and yes. LJ said he has tons of masks. You got to keep masks around. You don't know what's in our air. You don't know what's going to be in our air. You don't know if somebody's going to put something in our air to hurt us. And if you don't have masks around for your family, then shame on you. Everyone in your family, you should have a boatload of masks around to protect everybody's breathing. And I have more than this, but I'm just showing you. I keep these around for trash and also going to the bathroom, everybody. So when I go to the store or when my friends go, they'll pick me up some of these, and I just use these for trash and going to the bathroom. And this is important because if you have children and they need to go to the bathroom, you gotta get a bucket, that's big enough for them to be able to sit down in and go to the bathroom, and adjust it like that. Now, you're wondering why I'm carrying this, right? Does anybody know you are really good at starting this if you know what this is? You know how to start something if you know what this is for. Now, what is this for, everybody? Does anybody know why I have this? And there's a little battery that goes with it, but I had to put it in a smoke detector in the apartment. But does anybody know why you would have to carry a battery and this? Does anyone know why? Jeff, I'm sorry, but you should simply research the efficiency of those masks. No, Jeff, I have really, really good ones, and you're right. These are just generic masks that, if I need it on the fly, but I have really, really good ones that protect me. Yes, you're right. Everyone, a mask is a mask when you're protecting your life and you're breathing. You can double up on these masks. You can tighten them up. So I recommend that if you're in a situation where it's pertaining to breathing, make sure that these strings are tightened up, knot them up and then tighten them up, maybe even double up on them. And you got to do what you got to do. But this is a basic mask, but it's better than nothing. But just double up on it. I have really good ones. So, you just got to do what you got to do in a situation, right? This here, everyone, does anyone know why I have this? Yes, Glenn, exactly right. Glenn's right. To start a fire, everyone. What you do is you get a little square battery, and I had to use it, just like I said, for my smoke detector, and I never take nothing out of my safety bin, but I had to take that out. But you get a square battery, and you always have these, and what I have in this, and I have this container, this tin that I bought from Dollar Tree. I have gloves, rubber gloves. You don't know what kind of situation. You always have a first aid kit, always have matches, everything. You look at all the matches I have. But what you do with this is if you don't have matches and you have that battery and these matches get wet, do you realize hitting that battery up against this right here, this copper scrubber will instantly strike a fire. And you can build your fire into this, everyone, into your pan here, just so you can start it. And I'm not no expert here on starting fires. I'm just saying this actually works. You put a battery and you hit it up against here, and it's an instant fire starter. So you have that. I always keep a lot of matches on hand. To believe it or not, you never ever keep your fire starter stuff just exposed. You always have this in a plastic bag. That way, no rain, no nothing can get to it. That will prevent you from not starting a fire. So you always have this in a plastic bag. I mean, like a Ziploc bag, everybody. Okay. Thank you, Hitster. Thank you. So this is the important stuff here. You know, very, very important things. There's so much more that's important. You need tie downs. You need trash bags. Just like I said, these are important too. These are, and you can go to Dollar Tree, and what you can do is, for your family, I mean, just cut them down, or, you know, or something like that, but at least it will protect your skin, everybody. We're talking about protecting your skin. I have these. Hold on a second. Make sure you get bungee cords, and I don't mean the cheap ones. I have cheap ones, and I have really good ones. Make sure that you have bungee cords. Make sure that you have, there's no reason that you cannot be safe. Dollar Tree has these lights for $1.25, and you just get the batteries, and this bright lights up really, really bright. And, you know, make sure you always have ample amount of all different size batteries. Every kind of size battery, make sure you have ample of it. Sheer says, any treatments for socket? I don't even know what the hell. LJ says, yes, always have to have bungee cords. Yes, always have bungee cords, and always have, 1 second, everybody. I'm just always have bungee cords. Hold on a minute. Always have like things that you can wipe with. These were at Dollar Tree for $1.25. These are so unbelievable. You can wet them, reuse them. These are really good for safety. These are really, really good for safety. I have other things. Hold on a second. I have this. Excuse me, everybody. Let me just try to get things out of here. Yeah, just like I said, make sure you have, you know, stuff like that your fire starter is in, because how about if it rains and you're out and your matches get wet and your scrubber gets wet. You never ever, always keep your fire starter in something like this. It's very, very, very important that you do that. Okay, so, and always have, hold on a second. I've got so many things. Always go to Dollar Tree, get wet wipes. There's bath wipes. They're in the bigger ones. But always keep always keep something like this. Always keep toilet paper. That's crucial stuff. This is what these sheets look like. Hold on one moment. I always keep, where are they at? I'm trying to show you stuff that I always keep around. I mean, we're talking scissors, fucking everything. I got all kind of stuff. I got so much safety stuff, it's not even funny, everybody. Let me see. You got to keep something that, you know, you can eat your food out of. Everything you can get at Dollar Tree, everyone. There's no point in not being able to have your safety bag container ready and with you at all times. Make sure you ration out, you know, food for your family that is sustainable. And I'm, you know, you got to figure, everybody, if you're in a situation where you need food and you have nothing to make food, you always keep bars, you know, around, you know what I mean, that everybody likes. That way, one of these bars can hold you over. You know, everybody got to have something to nibble on and something to eat. Make sure you always, always, always have something to nibble on. something to eat. Never, ever, always, that always has to be in your safety bucket. You know, I would say make sure you have fresh water. Wet wood for tin will not, yeah, you can't use wet wood. Definitely you can't use wet wood at all. And there's certain woods that everyone that you know, I'm not good with what wood you do not use and don't use. I mean, but there is some, you just don't use wet wood, and there's some wood that is just not even good for burning. You know, but if you're in a safety situation, listen, I'm not the safety advisor here. I have no idea. I'm just going by A, B, and C. I don't even know. You know, there's more in-depth stuff, right? You need like a knife, perhaps. I mean, you got to have a knife, everybody. And I mean, like a good knife. And I don't mean a little one. You got to damn near almost have a machete. Like, you got to have something for survival. Always have protection. You know, the best wood to burn is birch wood. Okay, please don't have I don't even know what you're saying. But yeah, you're right. So, I mean, you know, when you're in a situation where you need to make a fire, go with the driest wood. You know, even, you know, see if you can catch some leaves on fire. I mean, until you can start that fire, and you'll realize what wood will burn up good and what wood you're going to struggle with. But, you know, collect up twigs. Always have a tarp, because, you know, you can throw a tarp over anything for shelter. You know, so there's so many things that we can all do to stay safe in this world and be prepared, because you're, and especially if you're, you know, living on four wheels, and you know, and making sure that, you know, you're trying to be comfortable while van lifing or car lifing or RV lifing or whatever. I've even saw a guy that was motorcycle lifing. He had 5 like backpacks all around, like, and he lived on his motorcycle. So it's not just whatever wheels you're living on, right? So, you know, some people are living large and some people, but you got to make your situation comfortable if you're in that for the long haul. If you don't, you're not going to be comfortable. You're going to be miserable, and you don't want to be miserable and have to live like that. Because it wouldn't be good for you. You have to lay it out, and, you know, yes, leaves are easy to burn. Hold on a second. I'm trying to find something else that I wanted to show you. But yes, these here, everyone, I wish I would have bought every single pack of them at Dollar Tree, because right now I went to look and I did not see any of them. So me telling all of you, I think people went and got them, because I could not find them. I wish I would have got every single one that they had. Only $1.25 for 150 of these sheets. They're nice and durable. You can wet these things, everybody. Wash down with these, and reuse them if you have to. That is how good these are. These are wet and clean cloths. They work phenomenal. Look at this. Look how strong they are. They are really, really strong. I wish I would have bought every single one that Dollar Tree had. After I told all of you about it, I went back to get some and they were gone. Somebody went in and wiped them out and bought every single one. That was not bad for 150 of these for only $1.25. You can't even buy paper towels like that, everyone. Paper towels are so expensive. These were only $1.25, and look, that is, look, I'm ripping on this and it's so strong. And 150 of these things. Not bad for $1.25. If you can get a hold of these, everybody, buy them up, because I'm telling you, I'm coming to get them, because and it says 5 times stronger than paper, the paper things. These are absolutely a must. These are no joke. They come just like this at Dollar Tree. So this is amazing. This is so much. This is right here. You need to wash your body, your face, your hands, anything. This is absolutely a lifesaver. And it's like, oh, it's like make your own wet wipes. Look, you see what it says on here? I wish I would have bought every single packet of them. I bought 5 of them, 5 packs, and something told me to buy every single one they had. And I thought, I'll come back and get them. No, after I told all of you, they were gone. I don't even see them anymore. Somebody wiped them out. Somebody bought every single one of them. So they're extra large size. They save money, cleans better. Everything that this is saying, this is a good product right here. Absolutely a must product if you are doing anything. $1.25, you can't beat that. There's no way. So and then also I have so many other things. And this here, I know I always use these, and I'm trying to find my pack. If I don't, one moment, everybody, because I want to show you these. One moment. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Hi, everybody. I want to show you this. And I don't know if... Don't look in the back of here. Woo! Okay. So here's other stuff, everyone, that I want you to see. Okay. All right. I want you to see these too. These things also. There's so many things I want to show you, and I will show you because it's important. Okay. All right, everybody, let me just sit down here a second. I mean, no, I got buckets and everything, so it is a little tight. Okay, I bought every single size. Can you write a note on this wet wipes? Yes. I think you can, actually. That's a good one. Glenn said, can you write a note? Yeah. You can write a note. I mean, I can try. Okay, everybody. So at Dollar Tree, they have a variety of, guess what? These cable ties. I am obsessed with cable ties. They have large ones that go this big. They have variety packs. At Dollar Tree, I have bought all the different sizes. I have all the different packs. They have various color codes that you can color code stuff. Beyond important when you're van lifing, because I'm telling you, you might need to ziplock even something down in your motor to help you get from A, B to C. Hell, handcuff somebody up. Listen, I'm telling you. You know, I'm serious. There's large ones this big, and they have black, they have white, they have red. I mean, all different. Listen, I bought the large ones. I did. I have them in here. I have these just for knotting down little things. These come in handy so much. You would think that something like this from Dollar Tree would not work. Yes, they do. The big ones work great. They're really durable, really, really solid durable. The smaller ones, everything is so durable. You go and you can get all this stuff at Dollar Tree for $1.25, everyone. I'm telling you, no joke. This stuff is amazing. The zip ties, cable ties, I use them all over the van. They work even for safety measures. That's the reason why I got the large ones, for safety purposes. You know, you just got to do what you got to do. But definitely, these zip ties are 100% a handy method that is amazing. Hi, Cox. Thank you. Hi, how are you? Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe. And so that's like my safety tips, and this is what I do. They have this at Dollar Tree also. They have this bungee wire here, this bungee cord stuff. It does hold, everyone. It really does hold. I've used this for various stuff. Yeah, always keep a shovel, definitely. Always keep a hammer. You know, you always keep a shovel. You always keep a hammer. And you're going, Tina, why a shovel? Why a hammer? It's so important. A hammer can save your life in a situation where you don't have any protection, and you need that hammer to keep you safe. A shovel, you need that because if you're building a fire, you need to be able to quickly cover that fire up if it gets out of control. I mean, you need just a shovel in general to get your tires out of a ditch, you know, anything. Everybody needs a shovel. Hell, I mean, if I could carry, I mean, I'm going to probably even buy a little small chainsaw just so, you know, you don't know what elements that you need. So whatever is in your safety bucket, you have got to put it in there. You wouldn't even believe even how much a small chainsaw would save your life, everyone. I mean, just if you need something, my battery's getting ready to go out, everyone. So hold on a second. My battery's getting ready to go. So it's almost an hour anyhow, and I'll be back later. Oh my gosh. Hold on a second, everybody. Whoops, I'm getting mean messages really quickly. And I accidentally deleted someone else's message of it. Okay, so this here, I got a Dollar Tree. This is so strong. Believe it or not, this is even durable. This is so durable. It's insanity level. What you can get a Dollar Tree that actually does work. You know, it really does. It's amazing. It does work. It does hold stuff. You can pull stuff. It's really, 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 really at your benefit to even get something like this. They have big rolls of it, smaller rolls. I just put everything into my my bag here. And someone asked if I could write on this. I think the reason why he's saying, because maybe, you know, there's something important to that. Let's see. I'm going to grab something to see if I can write on this. And I just have my stylist ink pen here. So we'll see if we can write on this. And get like, let me see. Hold on a second. If I have something a little bit more. Okay. So, you know, let's see if we can write something on here. Yeah, you actually can. If you see, I wrote I love you. So you can write on these. So, you know, it's durable. It's that durable that you can take a fine, now imagine, you can even write with it with a magic marker. So, you know, if you need to write something down and don't even have no paper, shit, these are the bomb. Okay, whatever company makes these, I'll tell you what. I mean, okay, they're the bomb. This is probably the best, everyone. Do you? Yes, of course, Dave. Of course. So this company, hands down, this is really good. This is absolutely really good. Really good, everyone. This is what's gonna do you good, right? In a situation. Don't have this snap buckets, no problem. Any plastic container will work. No. So, you know, you can put these in a plastic container and just make your own hole and pull these up through for your toiletries. Listen, look, you can make your own. See, you just put a you know, a hole in your bucket and pull these up through, and you can use them like that. So they're really awesome. If I hope and pray I see more of them. I've been looking for them and they've been sold out. But I tell you what, man, if you can write on it, it's good quality, right? So I just wrote I love you and on there with a thin ink pen, and the durability is incredible. And at Dollar Tree, everybody. So, you know, never underestimate Dollar Tree because it's absolutely amazing. They even have these gloves at Dollar Tree. So there's no reason why you can't start your safety bucket merely by going to Dollar Tree and getting every single one of these things that I'm telling you, except for the magic spoon bars. But they do have bars at Dollar Tree, but I mean, they're not magic spoon. You just do what you get, what you got to get, but they do have nuts there. but they even have these kind of gloves there. I'd gotten the kind from Dollar Tree, and they work just as good as these. They were rubber bound on the back, and I loved them, and I have them somewhere around here. I always keep a boatload of these handy. I even keep large ones on hand just in case somebody needs to help me with the van and nobody has gloves. Listen, I always keep small, medium, and large on hand, even though my hands are small, but you know, I just keep for other people if they need it. But, you know, so they're my safety tips. Thank you. If anybody else has safety tips to put down there that, like, I'm not an expert. I'm just, you know, just giving you little tips that I know. But if you have any tips that you can share with other people, that would help them. Now, let's get into the parking lot. And I mean, like, you know, the blend in, everybody, of the parking lot. Now, let me put this away, the safety bucket. Let me put it back up here. And let's talk about you blending in with everyone else in the parking lot. Okay, seriously. I don't have to do this. Just like I said, I have this place here in the woods that that the older gentleman allows me to have the van. But I have had to do it when I've traveled and I needed to park somewhere or something like that. So I've done the blend in already. Okay, I've actually done it, so I know it works. So let me put my bucket up here so that it is not in my way. Okay, everybody, so I'm back. Okay, so I did have to do the blend in. When I'm away, you know, just like I said, I travel, I enjoy my life. So if I'm tired and I have to pull off somewhere, I do the blend in. Talk about it, Tina. I'm enjoying this. Thank you, Trey. Don't forget to hit the like, everybody. I haven't been up in 100 likes. I mean, I'm not even out there in the algorithms at this point. My likes went down. And please just slam the likes and the subscribes and all your donations to this channel for Miss Ladybug, for this DeepIn. It goes right in here, and it's gratefully appreciated and needed. Okay. All right. So now we're talking about the blend in. So here's the thing that van lifers, they do wrong over and over and over again. They have all their stuff looking junky. Come on now, everybody. We see how these van lifers in California, they, instead of having their stuff looking nice, right? No, everything looks like a junk. They have it looking like a junkyard. Not all of us vanners do that. Not everybody does that. But the ones that do make it bad for everybody else, right? So if you're living in your car, your van, your truck, you want to blend in. You want to blend and do the blend in. So what do people do wrong? They park way in the back of the parking lot. Come on now, people. You parking way in the back of the parking lot. Where do you park to blend in, everybody? You don't park way in the back, because then your car stands out, or your van or whatever stands out like a sore thumb. You blend in with all the cars that are fighting for the front of the building. You don't never park in the back unless someone allows you to park there and they're telling you that you can park in the back. But so always blend in by, guess what? Just merely pulling up and trying to find a spot in between the front and the middle row, okay? And if you're at a restaurant, there's little diners. Move your car okay. Well, you know, if you're blending in and doing the blend in, nobody ain't gonna bother you. I've done this already, everyone. Okay, so there's grocery stores that are open 24 hours. And guess what? You park in the back of there and blend in with the employees that are parking their car in the back. They don't know if your car is an employee car or what. if you're having a van or a truck, you just pull in the back where the employees park, and guess what? They don't know if you're an employee or not. I've done it with this van numerous times. Nobody's ever came to my door. It's a 24-hour grocery store, and or the people are stocking the shelves, and that's the 11 to 7 or 3 to 11 shift, or the overnight shift. So they know that people working in there or have their cars parked there. So if the police aren't going to bother you, the security is not going to come by, because guess what? They don't know how many employees are in that store stocking those shelves, and your vehicle just blends right in with them, because guess what? You may be an employee there stocking the shelves overnight. And I have left my van overnight, and when my friend Willis, it was her turn to drive, nothing happened to the van. I blended right in with all the employees and their vehicles, and you can do it. You just close your blinds up, close your windows up, put your stuff up at your windows, and be done for the night, and don't worry about it. No one's going to come to your door, because after all, they're going to think you are an employee there working, stocking the shelves. They're not going out and going, okay, I wonder how many people are in there stocking those shelves and how many employees are in there doing that. No, they're not. And so you gotta be strategic about the blend-in. And if you take these tips, you shouldn't really seriously have any problems. Especially, even with the van, I don't. If you have a truck, they don't know if you're in there working. So it's the 24-hour grocery stores, the diners. They don't even care, because how would they know if you're an employee or not, everyone? How would, so there's no securities going by half these little diners. You just go in. I see you made it through another night. Oh, yes, Sean. Yes. No, I'm trying to tell everybody about the blended, right? So they don't, and in the diners, everyone, you can, if you don't feel comfortable just doing the blend-in, you can go into the diner and grab a cup of coffee. So always save back at least $5 to get a cup of coffee somewhere at nighttime at one of these overnight diners. If you don't feel comfortable doing the blend-in, which hell, just do it. Don't even worry about it. The least they could do is come knock on the door and tell you to move, which they're not going to, because that's a 24-hour diner. Okay, just go back to where the employees park their cars. Ain't nobody coming out because they're in there working, everybody. Think about it. The employees are not coming out of that diner and looking at the back parking lot to see, they don't even know whose car is whose. So, that is a really good blend in also. There's so many things that you can do. Yeah, thank you, Joe. Joe says, hey, big boobs. Haven't seen you in a while. Thank you. So that is called the blend in. If you're at Walmart, I guess now Walmart doesn't want people to park. Just do the blend in. Just do the blend in. If you have to, just like I said, always save $5 back. If you are someone who has to live in your vehicle, always save $5 back. That way you can go, Denny's is open, I think 24 hours. Go in, get a cup of coffee. And if you don't feel comfortable just blending in, which you should, then you can always ask that manager on the shift if they don't mind you parking your vehicle there. You need to rest your eyes. You're traveling. That's what you say, everybody. Don't go into detail. Get your cup of coffee and say, can I speak to the manager, please? Come on, everybody, listen to what I'm saying. And so you have your $5 for your cup of coffee, because if that's all you can afford is a cup of coffee, you need to at least buy something at that establishment, right? So go in and then you get your coffee at the diner, and then you go, excuse me, no, no, I'm kidding. And then you go, excuse me, is the manager in? And if you're at one of these little hole-in-the-wall diners or something, they don't give a shit, right? You just bought a cup of coffee there and they don't care. So you just talk to the manager and say, hey, I'm just passing through. I'm tired. Do you mind if I just sleep it? You know, do you mind if I just rest my head? Don't say you're just sleeping overnight. Just say, do you mind if you just rest there a little? They ain't gonna worry. Giving you little blend-ins, everybody. The little blend-ins. Hi, Joseph. How have you been? I'm doing good, Joe. I love you. Thank you for everything. But so those are little tips on how to blend in, everybody. If you try this tonight, I guarantee you're gonna go, Tina. You are. Oh, my battery's going dead, everybody. Hold on a minute. Hold on a second, everyone. My battery's gone dead. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, my battery is going dead. Hold on. Did Facebook fall? Facebook went down. Let me put this on real quick. I have to take the speaker out and put the charger back in. Okay. There you go, everybody. I'm sorry. Guarantee. Oh, come on, Dawn. Just have an open mind on it. No, because if you're asking, I mean, I've done it, and nothing bad has ever happened. You gotta be brave out here. You gotta be brave. You can't go, oh, well, the cops are going to come. What are they going to say? Okay, you have to move your vehicle. And they're not going to, just like I said, they're not going to call the cops on you. They're going to probably send somebody out and go, hey, you're in the parking lot. Good to see you. Big thank you, Joe. Thank you very much. You won't get arrested for that. You will not get arrested for that. The most that they would do, if somebody would say something, then, they'll just say, can you move your car? They're not going to arrest you. The police aren't going to come. I mean, that's just so, stop thinking negative, Dawn. Come on. But, and anything could happen. You're right. Anything can happen to anybody. But I'm just saying that if you don't feel comfortable doing the blend-in, you go in and get your cup of coffee and you ask the manager if you can rest your head there in your car because you're traveling. That's all you say. I need to sit here and rest my car. I need to sit and rest a little bit. 9 times out of 10, they'll say, yes, that's fine. No problem. I'm telling you, I've done this already. So, and nothing will happen to you. And the police will not be called because you're doing the blend in, right? Now with Walmart, everyone, it's the same thing. Do not park in the back parking lot. You stick out like a sore thumb. When you're in the back parking lot of anywhere, do you realize that makes you look like, okay, they must be sleeping there in the back of that parking lot. Always blend in with the flow of the customers and where they're parking, and just pull up, close your blinds up in your vehicle, and you just be done for the night because you're blended in, right? You're blended in, just what's going to happen? What's going to happen, right? So because Walmart already lets people, stay in their parking lot, but you're just blending in a little extra, right? You're doing a little extra, right? Oh my God, I love it. But I recommend everyone that the stores, the 24-hour grocery stores are awesome. Because if you blend in there, they don't know whether you're a person working in there. They're not going to go and hoist your car up and take it away, not knowing that you could be an employee in there. Do you get what I'm saying? They're not going to do that. This van has sat in so many of those parking spots. Well, Willa drove her car and I didn't have to drive the van and nothing happened. And so, you know what, you decide what you want to do. I'm just saying these are little tips and tricks that I've actually done, that I do. So, you just go by what you feel comfortable doing, but try the blending. Now, one places that I don't recommend anybody parking, everybody, come on now. Oh, there's places that you don't park. because you will, guess what? Just like Dawn said, the police will come and the woo-woos will come and you will be booted out of there. And you don't want that. And the places where you don't want to park is in neighborhoods. Now, you're probably thinking, Tina, a neighborhood. No. If you get permission by a neighbor, or you know somebody that you can say, hey, can I park in front of your house overnight? If you get permission from somebody that will allow you to park in front of their house for the night, under their tree in front of their house, okay. But guess what? Do not park in neighborhoods. Because people have children, people will be very leery of you. They don't know strange vehicles parking in their neighborhood. You never, ever, ever park in a neighborhood. You will have the police called on you probably this fast. I have watched van lifers that that actually parked in neighborhoods, and there is neighborhood watch people, and guess what? Those dads went up to that van and wanted to bust the man basically up because they didn't know if he was looking at children or what he was doing. And then they come to find out he was homeless and he needed to sit there, and they gave him food actually after they heard his story. But you never, ever, ever park in a neighborhood that is not your neighborhood. You don't do that, because there's children around and it is very dangerous. Because how would you feel if somebody was parking strange in your neighborhood and you had kids and you don't know what this person's up to? You would be calling the police also. Don't never park in nobody's neighborhood unless you know that person and you're parking in front of their house. A good way for you to literally get arrested or busted up by the neighborhood patrol. Everybody, the neighborhood people that are watching out for one another, you will get it. So you don't do that. Where else? That you don't do. If all else fails and you really need a place to stay and you are just so tired, there are so many turnpike pull-ins that you can park at for free. That the truck drivers park in. Yes, it's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to hear loud trucks all night because, as you know, trucks don't turn their motors off. They let the motors run all night. So guess what? You're going to hear the noise of the motors all night in the truck stops, but it's free. It's quick to sleep. I would not feel comfortable sleeping in a truck stop, even if I would just go to, just like I said, a grocery store parking lot. Me personally, before I would go to a truck stop, because it's dangerous. But if you are going to a truck stop, yes, there is security there. Make sure that there's ones that there is 24-hour security, that you feel safe. And then park as far away from the trucks as you possibly can. If you are a single person, a single woman, or you have children, make sure that you park way far away. And if you have to go to the bathroom, which the bathrooms are open, make sure that your kids are going in that bathroom with you. Do not allow your children, if you have boys, do not allow them to go into those truck stop stalls by themselves. That is craziness. You take your sons in your bathroom with you. You do not let them go in to a truck stop bathroom by themselves. There's so many pedophiles out there that you have no idea. Do not ever let your children do that. Go in there by themselves. You just take them in the ladies' room with you. But so what else is there? Oh my God. Always keep gallons of water on hand, everyone. Keep a poo bucket, a bathroom bucket, any kind of bucket will do. I got mine you can get one from Lowe's. I painted mine. And then what you do is you get one of those noodles. Rambo gave me this tip. You get a noodle, for a pool, and then you cut it down and you make that as padding for your butt. That will come in handy because I've done it. I put the noodle and put the padding around mine, and it does help when you have to go to the bathroom. You need a bucket, and what you do is you do not need kitty litter or anything else like that.
to absorb the feces, what you do is you just get a bag, a trash bag. You fold it over, and then you discard it out of that trash bag. And you don't have to worry about carrying kitty litter around or buying kitty litter. Just use plastic bags, and stuff like that. So if you want to save the environment and you're worried about that, well, you can get brown bags, but you're going to need kitty litter or something to absorb that feces and until you can discard it. So there's so many different things, but I recommend that also. I know, I'm not a big fan of ramen noodles, but you got to keep some things on hand in case of emergency. Ramen noodles hold for a long time. Um, you get water, you can boil the water. Make sure you have a kettle or something that you can boil your water in for your noodles. And that is a good source of food that you can have. So there's so many things that you can do to make sure that you have a good source of food. I'm sure there's people on here that have other tips better than mine. I'm just saying, um, let's see, as far as clothes wise, and you're living like this, well, I have utilized every part, everybody, of your vehicle, every part. I bought a caddy to put on top of my roof of my van. And I have all my clothes up there, everyone, and my shoes. That is my closet on wheels, but it's up on top of the roof. So that way I can still be fashionable in the van, still have my clothes with me, and my everything. So, there's a lot of stuff that you can do to stay on top of your finesse with this. Let me get on to the comments. Can you say I love you? Yes, I love you. I love you. I love you. Unsalted nuts is yes. Carry pepper. Well, Glenn, pepper spray only goes so far. You gotta carry. Pepper spray only goes so far. I would suggest, yeah, get pepper spray, but there is something that you must carry for protection. It will put anybody down, even if somebody's wearing a mask, everybody, which I showed you before. And I showed you how to spray it. Don't worry about pepper spray. Um, I like pepper ball guns. Okay. Um, there is something right in the store that you probably have right in your house that I told my aunt. I bought every can for a house. It's a little expensive, but guess what? It actually works. And this is a tip from Bear Grice or whatever. He's phenomenal. I love him. But he was giving these safety tips. And guess what will put a man down to his knees in a matter of this? And guess what that is, everybody? Wasp spray. And I'm not talking about the generic kind, I'm talking about the good kind. Wasp spray will put someone down in a minute. It goes through a mask. So if somebody's trying to attack you and they have a mask on, that wasp spray shoots out like about 15 feet. You got to make sure that you always shake it up really good. And you have to shake it really, really, really well, because if you don't, it'll come out like that. And you got to shake it really good so you can get that good spray. And what it does is it comes, and when you spray it, and if you spray it in somebody's eyes, on their mask or whatever, that's going to permeate in their skin, and it's going to make them sick, and it'll just drop them to their knees. Bear showed everybody that tip on TV many years ago, but that is one good thing that he put the tip. I have matches. I showed that a prison shank. Paul, wasp spray. Jeff said, Paul, I have pepper balls. But so you can use a variety of different things. I'm not big on knives, but hey, I've got different things. You have to have a knife to cut stuff, everyone. I mean, it's just survival. You have to have a knife to cut things. For survival factors, everything. You have to have scissors. People take scissors for granted. How are you going to cut something? You need scissors. You need powerful scissors. So, there's a lot of there's so many different things that you just make sure that you have, um, for your safety, for your health. Um, just like I said, utilize every part of your vehicle, from the roof to the bottom to everywhere that you can utilize every aspect of your vehicle. If you're living in there, you must, in order to do that. Glenn says, you're awesome, Tina, thank you. Jeff says, Paul, he got a paintball and stuff. So let me see here, everybody. Let me see if this will go back to all of them, all the comments. Yeah, so yes. So the prisons who was Wasp, who'd have to, yes, and that's exactly what Bear, was it Grizzly or something? That's what he said. It'll put a grown man down to his knees. That's what he said when he was given safety tips. Bear Grizzly said that Wasp spray will put a grown man down to his knees, and it's powerful. And you don't buy the cheap kind, everybody, because the cheap kind has a less ingredient that is powerful. So the good wasp spray, you're going to pay about $10 to even $15 for a can. But when it comes to safety, it's priceless for your health, right? Safety, for your safety is priceless, right? So but that's what he was saying, and I have cans of it. For people that are squeamish about carrying a gun, that wall spray will do a good job, because it sprays really far, and as the assailant is coming near you, that wall spray, when shooken up really well, will shoot out so far. I think I demonstrated it a long time ago, a year or so ago, about how to do it. And so if somebody's coming near you to hurt you, you spray that, and that nozzle just shoots out real far. And even if it'll cling to their mask, and it'll make them really sick. They'll have to rip it off, because it'll make them sick. So it'll just cling to it, and it'll just drop them down. So I mean, why it kills bees, it's real. There's something in that is so potent that it would make a grown person shake. Can say, but saw you were on, wanted to stop by. Hi honey, I just. And so everybody, we're over an hour, and I'll see you when I see you. If I don't see you later on, and I will see you tomorrow, Lord willing. But so thank you so much for hanging on with this girl with the little tips. And guess what? The parking lot tricks, everybody. And I don't mean a trick like, what I mean, one of those kind of tricks. I mean like parking lot tricks. You can even try this out and see if the blend in really does work. I'm telling you, it works. You have to live life adventurously, everyone. You can't just sit and worry what people are going to say, because you're living your life. You have to pick yourself up. You have to do what you got to do. And there's another thing that everybody should have in their car, is a lot of blankets, because you need blankets to protect you from heat, from the cold, from any aspect that's going to happen. Blankets will protect your skin, everybody. So I always keep a lot of blankets around me. I have very, very thick ones that, to anything, you have to have a blanket, even up against a fire. Say you're, with a wildfire or something. Look at the people that happen in California. A lot of people got burnt. If they had a blanket over their skin and they can run, a blanket will protect your skin, so you definitely need blankets. No ifs, ands, or buts. You have to have blankets, and preferably something that's really well knitted together, that it's going to protect your skin. So that's something that definitely I definitely do. Hi Paul, thank you. Everybody have a blessed day. I'll see you on the next one. And this is DeepIn. DeepIn, because this is the hobo chic traveler, everybody. She's traveling around. She's trying to give you content. Probably go visit my brother later on today. And so I'll catch you on the next one, everybody. Let me outfade. Well, you know what? I'll out YouTube right now. So have a blessed day, YouTube. You're simply the best. And I love you. And I'll see you on the next one. Yeah, right? Exactly, Gary. Glenn says carry tinfoil. Exactly. Tinfoil is awesome too. And as a matter of fact, don't laugh, but everyone, if you don't have um, curtains for your windows, you can use tinfoil, believe it or not. Tinfoil will cover your windows and no one will be able to see in. It's cost effective. It doesn't cost that much. You can just push it around your window. Use a little tape to tape it up. Tin foil is the bomb for covering up your windows in a pinch if you don't have any curtains. It works absolutely amazing. So speaking of tin foil, it really does work. Just put it up to your windows. And I love you. And I'll see you on the next one.